So we're seeing articles coming up in the mainstream media, and it's always good to understand what does the mainstream media actually perceive of our blockchain? What do they see? What do they know? It's a simple question of asking someone. I actually ask this to a lot of people who are under my supervision is, what do you know? Now, if somebody's doing their job properly, they've been doing what they're supposed to be doing, you simply go to them, what do you know? They normally come back with a lot of stuff, and it's one of those sort of trick questions. But this early Terra Luna Classic developers seek return to revive LUNC and USTC to $1. It's very funny to see these sort of articles. Honestly, they're just headline grabbing titles, but what's inside these articles is it's very important. So if we just scroll down to the clearing of the air. So the 150k spend proposal approved by the community to Terra Rebels was a flat rate project price, despite the complexity and time constraints of the project. Also, the Discord moderators and non-technical people were paid due to their contribution with the completion of services and apps within the stipulated time. There was no apps created. They didn't do anything. They never brought anything other than the switching back on of things, which honestly, it was like turning the tap back on. It was like literally changing one line to yes instead of no. It really wasn't complex. They even, when that 150k wasn't looking like it was going to clear, they instantly went nuclear and said, well, you're not getting your update. If we don't get paid, you won't get your update. So you better think about what you're going to do. So it does clarify that only 3 people sent funds back, with 1 directly sending it to the community pool. Rex sent all funds back directly back to developer Echelon, which is one of the lead developers in Hexagon. And then K-Rock split some of the funds between Echelon and another team member, while Yoga Bar sent funds back to the community pool. The dispute caused the community to lose trust in the early developer group for the goal to revive Terra Luna Classic after May 2022. So this is kind of what they know. So there's more stuff in here about the community. Can the community trust Hexagon? Well, realistically, no, because if we look at the historical events, and people will say to me, and this is quite common at the moment, oh, you're just hung up on past events. You can't let, bad things go. You're damn right. What would you, if you took your car to a mechanic and that mechanic failed to do the work that you paid him to do, would you then take your car back to that mechanic and go, oh, can you fix this as well? No, you wouldn't. You would never go back to that mechanic, would you? You wouldn't, right? If you're sacked from a company because you've been playing up, are they going to give you your job back? No, because you're going to be judged on what you have historically done. If you robbed from a till during your life, right? Are you going to be able to work behind a till again after that? No. So why is it people think it's acceptable for those who took this isn't a $40,000 payout. This is a $150,000 payout that was taken. That simply went to Discord moderators, Roombas, and everyone was sort of like, well, it's not my fault. They're all pointing at each other, and I never want to be in that position again. And it just seems right now we're starting to walk towards a position like that. The L1 team clearly does not give 2 shits about what is going on with this blockchain. They don't look interested in developing this blockchain. They're more interested in just simply going the easy route, handing everything back to a group of people which are proven bad actors, regardless of, people can change. Yeah, they can, right? They can. And they can go off and they can do other stuff. But it's down to us as a community, right? Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Fool me 3 times, come on. Let's never ever get to the 3rd time. Everything that's currently going on, like me saying about us needing a visionary, right? If you look at Luna and look at DK's vision and look where it got to, it's you need someone, and it's definitely not me. You need someone who's going to envision how this all should kind of be and what we need and all of the actual things, instead of people just simply going, well, I'm being paid. Oh, what can I pick up? Oh, let's do an on-ramp. That's really easy. We can say we're doing the on-ramp, and then we can just produce it, and we can say to them, well, we'll launch it when we get infrastructure done. Or it all becomes highly questionable, but this is what is being perceived from the outside. So if some random person on CoinGate who writes articles knows this, look at the image that's being perceived. It's not going to look good, nor is it going to set a good example to the external forces and media and retail that want to get involved, that, we punish those who have acted badly and maliciously and not done what they've supposed to have done. And, we don't accept bad actors on this chain. We won't stand for it and we won't put up with it. So I think it's high time we all stand together on this. And ultimately, someone has to keep explaining to people what happened, because we do have new people joining the space and they're like, who's Hexagon? Who's Terra Rebels? Or, oh, I've been away for the past 8 months. I don't know anything that's going on. Oh, should we trust them? What did they do? And it's, these things do get forgotten, and they're historical accounts of why we shouldn't go back to our old ways of, we've got no other choice, we should just trust them. It's kind of like if, for example, we didn't have an L1 team, we shouldn't just then simply go to ourselves, well, let's just hire Rabbi's group because we don't have an L1 team. No. If this happens again, what we actually need to do is hire people correctly. And instead of paying people, right, before they've done anything, I think they need to work a month in advance and then they get paid. And then say, for example, they want to leave, they want to pack up, they want to go, we need a month's notice. And then that way they're tied in. That way they don't get paid out until they work. This quarterly funding thing's clearly not working. And it's so easy for them over a period of 3 months to just do nothing, produce nothing. And, currently, right, if you needed to get hold of the L1 team, you would contact Steve. Steve would message you back almost instantly. He would make the effort every time. I'm getting one response every 24 hours from the L1 team. One response every 24 hours. So I'm getting an answer every 24 hours to questions on what's going on. What are they doing? Are they building this? It's all just a bottleneck at the moment, and it's so obvious. But seeing these articles of how things are being perceived, this is hard evidence from somebody else's mouth saying about just the absolute chaos that they cause between them, and then one by one walking and leaving this blockchain to then go on and develop Entropy, Docs chain, and now you're seeing the L1s putting in time there. And regardless of someone saying to you, oh, I'm only putting in a couple of hours here and there every month, you're on the white paper, dude. You're on the white paper. You've said to us you don't have the capacity to develop L2 apps, yet on your job title on there, it specifically states, you guessed it, L2 optimization. Crazy, right? So if we look further down here, we've got so many different things, right? We've got the Neblio deal. We've got the funds that just simply weren't returned to the community pool, were split out between Echelon and others. You've got the Venti deal swap. You've got all of these other little things that have been forgotten about, we've never had answers for, and ultimately the whole thing imploded. They're all a part of different factions. The majority of those factions have rugged the community. Look at Terraport, look what they did. They're a faction of Terra Rebels. Docs Chain is a faction of more people from Terra Rebels. And ultimately what we just keep doing is rehiring Terra Rebels. And they just keep rebranding and changing their names. And because people are too scared, right, to do what I do and speak the truth and say the hard stuff and say the stuff that you don't want to hear and show you the things that you probably don't want to see. But ultimately we need to go at this head on each time. We need to ensure we're not beating around the bush. We're not waiting for a response. We're paying them a lot of money, and this whole quarterly thing, I don't think is working out. Let me know what you folks think. I think it's coming to a time now where we literally need a proposal to get the L1 back on track to obey governance. And it's the same with Bilbo and Rex, right? Both of them claim this whole thing of obeying governance, right? All of these different things. Have they obeyed governance? No. If that was me, I would do it. But ultimately, it's proof in the pudding. All you can do with these sort of people is just let them act the way they're going to act, because ultimately their actual true characters will always come out in the end when backed into a corner, and they simply just go, well, no, I'm not giving it to you. I created it. I own it. I don't have no rights passed over to you. You should give me your YouTube channel, considering, you speak about LUNC, and it's just that's what it comes down to with these people. Absolutely insane. Let me know what you think in the comment section, folks. Other than that, stay safe, stay humble, stay aware. Beware of scammers, beware of doppelgangers, beware of anybody pretending to be me. None of this is financial advice. It's all for educational purposes and my own humble opinion. I will catch you in the next one.